Hello everyone, my name is Mandy Gold, and the articles I read were the Introduction to Heterosexism, Trans Women Manifesto, Look No Don't, The Invisibility Dilemma for Transsexual Men, and Cisgender Privilege. Question 1 asked about the big ideas from the article. Overall, I would say a big idea from all of the articles I read was discrimination against anyone whose gender does not fit into societal norms. In the Introduction to Heterosexism, the big idea was about anyone who is not heterosexual is oppressed in some way, and how people use religion and medicine to support heterosexuality. Question 2 asked about problems, challenges, or tools of oppression that exist or are normalized in society. In Trans Women Manifesto, the problems are that the media is hyper-feminizing, hypersexualizing, and objectifying trans women, making them out to be weak or sex workers and solely being reduced to their body parts. The article also talked about issues such as transphobia, oppositional sexism, and traditional sexism. And Look No Don't, the invisibility dilemma for transsexual men. The challenge is that society does not see transsexual men as being real men, and thus not accepting them as equal members of society. The article said it shouldn't matter what's on the outside. It's about how the man feels about on the inside and his sense of self. The article also challenges people to not be so judgmental and remember that we're all humans. We all have feelings. In cisgender privilege, the article gave a list about 50 privileges that cisgender people have, and it talked about how people who are not transgender have gendered privilege that they take for granted. Cisgender people many times do not see the challenges that so many transgender people face, such as using a public restroom without being reported or harassed, and also being able to speak freely without worrying about being mocked. The final question asked, if I was a school administrator, what policy, program, or initiative would I recommend to foster a more inclusive environment? I would be sure that a strict anti-bullying policy was in place and that all students and teachers knew about it. The teachers would have a training about it, and the students would have a school-wide assembly about it. Basically, there would just be a zero tolerance policy for bullying anyone, and I would really enforce the policy because I think once students saw that every time someone bullied another student, there was a serious consequence, they would think twice about their actions. Also, having an after-school club where all students can attend to discuss LGBT issues would be beneficial. Some students who may not really understand where LGBT students are coming from can go to the club and speak with the other students, and they may leave with a new perspective. Also, not discriminating against LGBT students, allowing them to express themselves through their clothing, using gender pronouns that they're comfortable with, and allowing them to use the bathroom that corresponds with their gender identity. And lastly, using a curriculum that celebrates the LGBT community would foster more acceptance.